I think one of the most dangerous feelings during review season is feeling behind. Like no matter how much you review, feel mo hindi siya enough, di mo siya ma-retain, kulang pa rin lalo na malapit na. Because once students start believing na they're behind, they stop thinking clearly. Suddenly, everything feels urgent, everything feels extra important and heavy. Every topic, every weakness feels like the end of the world. And the scary part, a lot of students who feel behind are actually the ones who are studying every single day. So the question becomes, if nag-aaral ka naman, why do you still feel scared? Why does your brain still feel like it's not enough? Welcome to Mindset Magic with Mika, your space for main character energy, identity shifts, and intentional living. The thing is, feeling behind is not always caused by lack of effort. Sometimes, it's lack of clarity kung ano ba talaga dapat yung pinapag-focusan mo, kung ano ba yung strengths mo, ano ba yung weaknesses mo, ano ba dapat talaga yung inaaral mo. Most reviewees by this time are measuring themselves emotionally now. Ang dami ko pang di alam, si ganito tapos na, mas marami siyang notes, mas marami siyang napagtatanungan, baka mali inuuna ko, baka kulang ginagawa ko, baka kulang binabasa ko. So then, the brain stops tracking actual progress na kada bukas mo ng notes and starts tracking perceived insufficiency. Meaning, the more that you read, more and more reviewers, the more that your brain feels behind because you just keep on hoarding these reviewers. You don't give an actual end goal, an actual measure of success, of progress to your brain, an objective, a target, kung ano ba dapat ginagawa niya per reviewer. Stop underestimating your brain like that because when you give your brain something to focus on, that's gonna make your review season even more effective, productive, and efficient. Para hindi feeling ng brain mo na kulang yung inaaral mo, I recommend before you open any reviewer, before you read anything, you define to yourself what does it mean to have successfully reviewed this reviewer or this note. Tatlong insights na you will always remember from that or tatlong drawing, tatlong drills na you will do from that. What is that takeaway? So your brain will stop tracking na kulang pa yung binasa mo but more of, oh, this is the progress that I said I would do and this is the progress that I actually did. So it's measurable. I know what feeling behind looks like. Alam mo yung parang naghahabol ka ng finish line na gumagalaw na hindi defined yung finish line. You just keep on shooting and shooting and shooting, but you don't know what it looks like to actually have a successful progress there. And it sucks. Kasi no matter how many reviewers you buy, you open, it just doesn't feel enough. That's what feeling behind feels like. It's all just like, let's fill in the gap, let's fill in the gap. And unknowingly, you're making the gap wider because you're not being strategic with your review. Once students feel behind, everything suddenly feels equally urgent na paano ba mapagsasabay-sabayin lahat ng 'to. And that destroys prioritization. To prioritize means to focus on one thing. Hindi puwedeng priorities. The overwhelmed brain loses hierarchy. So imagine mo 'di ba, tina-try mo i-review lahat equally, nagre-restart ka na ng notes, nagko-consume ka ng new chapters para lang ma-feel mo na may progress sa lahat ng 'yon. You try to make perfect schedules, you study 14 hours, and you over-highlight, you panic memorize. Tapos pagising mo, wala na sila ulit. This is why overwhelmed students become busy but not strategic, but not mastery, but not retention. Urgency is addictive talaga, lalo na when there's limited time. Because panic makes activity feel productive kahit naman na hindi naman efficient yung ginagawa mo. But movement is not always progress. When you start panicking, it becomes harder to see what actually matters, kung ano ba talaga yung pagfo-focusan mo, and overwhelm destroys prioritization because your nervous system gets into this freeze mode. And imbis na you're trying to thrive during review season, you end up just being on survival mode. So meaning, as long as feeling mo meron kang nababasa, nahahawakan na reviewer, it feels like progress. Even if it's busy work, it feels like progress even though it's not the aligned step that you should be doing that could actually help you increase your chances of passing the boards. Kapag lahat urgent, kapag lahat priority, paano mo hahatiin yung sarili mo, 'di ba? So what I recommend is really having a log of your strengths and weaknesses. And from there, you become really strategic and targeted yung review mo. Laser focus yung review mo, hindi yung scattered and random lang. A lot of board exam takers think na their problem is intelligence. Honestly, matalino naman tayo lahat. We are just mentally overloaded when it comes to board exam season and review season. And when the brain is overloaded, na feeling mo wala nang papasok sa utak mo, even simple decisions become emotionally exhausting. Simple decisions like ano yung uunahin mo na study, magpapahinga ka ba or magre-review na lang, magno-note-taking ka ba or magbabasa-basa na lang. You are making decisions all day emotionally. And exhausted brains make worse decisions kasi pagod ka ni. Tapos kailangan mo pa mag-decide. And that's why overwhelmed students try to keep solving panic with more notes, more videos, more reviewers, more assurance, more all-nighters, more pressure. But overload was already the problem. That's why you can't even retain anymore because there's no space in your brain and you don't even get to rest. And this overload in your brain is gonna affect your judgment and your prioritization. Kasi lahat na lang surface level. You can't even go deep and really focus on what matters. So here's what actually helps. Number one, stop measuring everything. You cannot emotionally monitor 100% naman of the boards every day. And even if you know what would come out in the boards or you ask others about what will possibly come out in the boards, your brain will always conclude na kulang pa rin because the scope is massive. Sobrang dami talagang coverage ng boards and it changes every single year and it's not really reliable to us ano yung lumalabas. So what you can build instead is your trust in yourself and your systems for your brain to help you when you're actually taking your board exam already. So stop measuring kung ilang reviewers na yung nabasa mo, kung ilang reviewers na yung nakolek mo. But more of check in with yourself. Are these reviewers that you've checked actually helping you? Actually teaching you something? Number two is to prioritize by impact. High impact versus low impact. Magkaiba yon. And not all subjects deserve equal panic. Strategic students ask, what creates the biggest core movement? So you have to really check yung rubrics. You have to really check yung exam elements. Ano ba yung may pinakamataas na percentage per subject? And that's gonna help you allocate your energy and your focus wiser and better. So example, ano ba yung weak areas mo na pwede mong ma-improve? Ano yung repeated mistakes mo when you take the mock or when you quiz yourself? Ano ba yung mga high frequency concepts as in yung mga bagay na laging lumalabas during your mock? Or yung mga patterns na na-observe mo kapag nagtatanong ka sa iba, ano yung mga topic na lagi nilang binabanggit. Design execution speed is there also. Mabagal ka ba mag-draft or mabilis? Is that something that you wanna improve on? Does it take you a long time to do your floor plan and perspective? Is there a way to cut the time it needs for you to draft it? Also is retrieval weakness. How long does it take you to recall a concept in your mind? Yung retention skills mo, kamusta ba? Kapag ba may tanong dun sa board exam asking you to recall a certain concept, can you pull it from your brain in just a matter of an instant? In just 3 seconds? Or does it take you like 2 minutes or longer? So that means hindi pa strong yung association niya in your brain. And that's something na you can focus on as a review. Another is mock exam gaps. So I believe that the mocks exist for you to know ano pa yung weakness and yung strength mo. Kung saan pa may gap between what you know and what you don't know. So use that as your data on what to improve. So you study strategically, hindi lang randomly and scattered. Number three is to stop trying to feel ready. A lot of students are waiting for this magical feeling na ready na ako. Magte-take ako kapag ready na ako. And I fell into that trap once too. But I know na the only thing I will know if I am ready is if I actually put myself in that state of the board exam. As in, I allow myself to try. 'Di ba? That's the only thing na I'll know that I am ready when I actually make myself ready on the day itself. Kasi if I did not decide that for myself, That feeling never comes, believe me. Laging kulang, laging incomplete. Most passers walk into the boards still feeling scared, pressured, not enough. Just like yung feeling ng mga top-notchers and passers na I reviewed in my podcast. The goal is not zero fear. The goal is functioning despite fear. Confidence usually comes after evidence. So you'll only know when you salang yourself there and you really show up at your best. Do your best effort in every mock exam just to really get all this evidence na okay, my review is working, okay, my retention is improving, wow, I'm getting faster in drafting and in perspective and in design concept making. That is your evidence. So keep creating and tracking evidence instead of what you can already do, what you've already done, so that you can build up your confidence for the boards and not just wait for this, oh, I feel 100% ready, because it's never gonna come. Yes, I'm not 100% ready to shoot today, but I did shoot that episode because I wanted to get it out already. So see, you don't need to be 100% ready. You just have to get out there and to experience what it's really like to be there. And then, marirealize mo na, ready na pala ako. I think a lot of students are misdiagnosing themselves right now, lalo na malapit na yung boards. They think na maybe I'm lazy, maybe I'm behind, maybe I'm not capable. But sometimes the real issue is your brain has been under pressure for months of the review. And overwhelmed brains struggle to feel progress clearly. And that does not automatically mean that you're failing, that you're not good enough. You do not need to perfectly finish everything to pass. Like, look at me. I didn't even open my reviewers on my second take. I just focus on my weakness and then I pass. What you need is clarity, prioritization, repetition, strategic reviewing, and the ability to think under pressure. That is exactly why I made the IDLE mental advantage system along with the IDLE brain. So it can help you sift through the most important decisions that you have to make while you are preparing for your board exam. And these are personalized support based on your struggles. So I really invite you to check it out and see how it's gonna help you. If you've been feeling mentally noisy lately, this episode was probably for you. And if your brain has been treating review season like constant survival mode, I need you to understand panic is not always proof that you are failing. Sometimes it's just proof na you really care deeply about this and you really want to put your best effort to make sure that you pass the board exam and finally become a licensed interior designer. And if you know anyone who's feeling that way too, I invite you to share this episode with them and succeed together. And let's have another high passing rate again this year. This is mindset magic.